Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jennifer Huber, also known as Solo Travel Girl, and since June of 2022, I've been using Mounjaro to manage my type 2 diabetes. Before I get into this week's update, which is week 99 of my Mounjaro journey, welcome to my kitchen. I know you've been here before, but it's been a while. But before I get into this week's update, I just want to, one, remind you that I'm not a healthcare professional, and I'm just sharing my personal experience and opinion about using Mounjaro to manage my type 2 diabetes. Also, I have no relationship with a drug manufacturer, and I have no relationship with any pharmacy that is dispensing Mounjaro. And before I tell you the ups and downs of this week, I just want to let you know how amazing this medication really has been in my life. What you can physically see is that I've lost about 60 pounds since being on this journey, but most importantly, I've lowered my A1C. When I was prescribed Mounjaro, my A1C was 8.2, and at last check, which was the end of January of this year, it was 5.6. I had high blood pressure and I was on medication for that. I no longer have high blood pressure and I'm no longer on medication for that. I have high cholesterol still and I'm on a statin. However, my numbers are looking really good. And I'll link a video where I talked more in depth about my cholesterol numbers. So check out that video. You see that they're actually not too horrible at all. And then I had non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and that has since been reversed. So yeah, Mounjaro really has been a game changer in my life and helped me achieve my health goals and being a better version of myself and a healthier version of myself. So I can go on and keep on living life alone, hopefully not alone. I don't know. I don't want to be alone forever, so to say. But if that's what happens, so be it. But I just want to be a healthier version of myself so I'm not dependent on anyone in my golden years, which I feel like the golden years are here, so to say. So the reason why I'm in the kitchen is because last week I talked about making quinoa bowls for my lunches or dinner. So I'm going to make a quinoa bowl with you while I give you this week's update. Okay, friends, I know I have a lot going on in the kitchen counter. Obviously, everything on the counter is not going into the quinoa bowl, but before I get into this week's update, I know I said that, what, 3 times already. I just want to share the ingredients because then I will let you know how my week was. So I chopped up some asparagus, roasted asparagus, chopped up some tomatoes, about 8 ounces of chicken. I just baked that in the oven. Of course, I got my quinoa. I have some olives. And then, of course, I have olive oil and then balsamic vinegar. I'm going to start off just by scooping in the quinoa. But yeah, so this week I started week 99 of my Mounjaro journey. And that's week 39 at the 7.5 dose. And I did that on Thursday. I've been doing Thursday, I guess, the last 3 weeks now. And I did have some nauseousness on Thursday night and Friday night as well. Um, and it passed. But did I gain weight or lose weight? I actually gained 2 pounds this week. I'm not going to be mad about it. That's okay. I'm going to put in the tomatoes. Um, Glucose, yeah, I'm the procrastinator. Fairness to me, I did work Saturday, worked yesterday. You know, I was on vacation earlier in the week, went back to work on Wednesday. Just put in the asparagus. I'm gonna add the chicken. This is like super easy. Quinoa is so easy to cook. Ooh, I'll give this piece to Radcliffe. He's sitting right here. And quinoa doesn't raise the glucose index, so that's important for diabetics. And then I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil. And then you're probably wondering, how come I didn't do that just on the quinoa on itself? Well, this is gonna sit overnight because this is gonna be my lunch for tomorrow. And then just gonna drizzle a little balsamic. All right, so yeah, no glucose measurement, but if you're new here, well, you caught it in the beginning of the video. My A1C was 8.2, and then in January I had it checked, it was 5.6. Now, last year I had it checked and it was 5.4. So my glucose actually did go up a little bit after going down, but it's okay. Or my A1C, I should say, not my glucose. My A1C went up just a little bit. Exercise, walking the dog twice a day. And I noticed one day this week I had about 10,000 steps. So that was a very busy day. We had 2 long walks. And then, yeah, that's it for exercise. Nutrition, I had a little pause there because my phone ran out of storage, just freed it up. Anyway, I was talking about nutrition. I've being mindful. This is why I'm doing this quinoa bowl, and I'm getting ready to scoop up my yogurt for the week and put it into the yogurt maker. And let's see what else. I guess that's it. We talked about exercise. I am adding some avocado right now. I didn't mention that in the first ingredients, but I love avocado, and this is getting ready to go. It's on its way out, so it's good if I use it now. So I talked about weight, the lack of glucose knowledge, exercise, and nutrition. So yeah, and we talked about side effects. I did have some side effects still, which really is amazing because I thought my body would at least be used to the medication, but I noticed on the days that I fall off on the wagon with my nutrition, I'll be honest, I'm not good every day. I do indulge a little ice cream every once in a while. Um, those are the evenings that I just don't feel so hot. I'm gonna rinse off my hands and put some olives on top of here. And then I'm gonna top it. Radcliffe, I don't know if you just heard that. He seems to think that he wants some avocado, but he doesn't like avocado. And really, he shouldn't have avocado. So I'll just put a few olives in here. So this is, I guess, like a little Mediterranean style quinoa bowl. I'm not going crazy on the olives. But... Whoops. When this escaped. All right. Just a few olives, and then I am going to top it off with some cilantro. And I didn't want to buy a big bunch of cilantro this week, so I got the little bit. I already washed this earlier. That's right, Red. And when I go to eat this tomorrow, because it is also compact, I'll take another bowl. Right, Red? So I can dump it all out and enjoy it all. So this is my Mediterranean quinoa bowl that I'll be enjoying for lunch tomorrow. Radcliffe is very excited about it. He's not going to be able to have any. But that's all I have for this week. I know this is kind of short and sweet, but I hope you're having success with Mounjaro, and I do appreciate your you sticking around with me on this journey. It's going to be almost, well, it will be 2 years in June, so that's all pretty exciting. All right, here's another close-up of the quinoa bowl. Looks yummy. See all those different layers in there. Yeah, it probably went a little heavy on the quinoa itself, but it's all good. And I don't have to eat it all if I don't feel like it. But yeah, once I eat it, or before I eat it tomorrow, I am going to dump it off into a bowl so there's a little more room, because yeah, I'm not going to be able to mix it up much, but it's going to be good. All right, again, thanks so much for watching. And remember, not only be kind to others this week, but please be kind to yourself. Catch you next week. Bye.